What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 best shooting guards in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM right now. Keep in mind, this is not an attainable players list, so it isn't an unbelievably it's not a very attainable list. There's very few cards in this list. In fact, only a couple cards in this list that would be considered attainable cards at all. But at the end of the day, I am obviously going to be doing attainable lists pretty soon as well, and I just think it's good to mix it up into the best and the best attainable. So before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. Sorry, I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And again, I apologize if my energy levels are a little low or if my voice sounds a little weird or anything like that. It's better than it was this morning, but I'm still feeling kind of like crap, so not feeling very good, and I do apologize if that affects the video at all, but I'm doing my best to get y'all content still, even though I'm not feeling great. Either way, without further ado, we'll hop into it. At number 10, we have Ron Artest. The honest truth is, this Artest card, while not bad, is also not as spectacularly unbelievable as I think people expect him to be. Just because he's been really, really good pretty much every single time he's had a card the last couple of years. But when you're comparing him to the very best shooting guards in the game, it's like, the honest truth is, his jumper is not what I would consider a spectacular shot by a top tier guy. I mean, Markelle Fultz base just isn't super elite. Now, the upper's good, Pro 2 fade, the SIGs are extremely good, besides the Pippin behind the back, which isn't very good either. And at the end of the day, y'all have to keep in mind, this list is full of the best cards in the game. I mean, a bunch of Invincibles, 100 overall, couple of other options as well. Just like it's a very top tier, top loaded list. And so a guy like Artest, who's a great card but has a couple of flaws, like a jumper that isn't amazing and a not extremely good behind the back, those are like a couple animations and things that are big enough issues for him to be knocked down the list a bit and put him at number 10. Number 9 is going to be this Larry Bird card. I actually think this Larry card's really good. He's a 6'9" shooting guard. I love his size and defense. I feel like that's the most valuable thing he provides. 6'9" with 7 wingspan gives him real switchability, especially again with all the stats and badges he's got. His biggest flaw is that he doesn't have Darius Garland dribble style. The default dribble style has a good push cross, but it doesn't have really any sort of burst at all. Does have Pro 2 fade, does have a nice jumper. I would not say it's one of my favorite jumpers on this list, but as a 6'9" dude, he can be kind of tough to contest, and it is still a smooth, good jump shot, no doubt about that. He's got Kemba escape, Trey behind the back, so he's got really good movement there. Card is basically, in a lot of ways, like an Invincible, just without the dribble style. And again, I would say towards the bottom in terms of elite level Invincible jumpers, but it's still a really good shot, and he's still a really good card, which is why he comes in at number 9. Number 8 is going to be Carmelo Anthony. Melo provides, I would say, kind of everything that his 100 overall was missing. 6'7" with 7-foot wingspan. Like his 100 overall, he does still have Steph fade, so he's still got that. That's probably the biggest flaw this card has. Movement wise, though, he's like a better version of his 100 overall. He's got Garland dribble style, Steph escape, Trey behind the back. CP's drag back isn't bad either, to be honest. His biggest issue, I would say, doesn't have a size up, doesn't have an elite fade. So if you're looking for nitpicks there, those are the nitpicks, and that's why he's, again, only number 8 on this list, because that fade is annoying. I mean, Steph fade isn't completely atrocious, but it's definitely not as good as Pro 2. And I would say movement-wise, he's great, but it would be nice to have Francis size up. He's still a very good card, though. But I got him at number 8. Number 7 is actually a Dark Matter, Richard Jefferson. This card is that good. Even as a Dark Matter, I have him over several Invincible and most all the 100 overall shooting guards in my team. He's 6'7" with 7-foot wingspan. Really has the stats and badges of a 100 overall with 96s, 97s, 98s on pretty much every single important stat. And then you add to that with the fact that he is as elite as he is when it comes to the animations. Garland's dribble style, Curry escape, Trey behind the back, even Levine drag back is the best drag back we've seen on this list so far as well. Pro 2 fade, jumper is the exact same as Invincible Jokic, which if you've seen that shot, you know it's really good. And this card is entirely free. Really think 2K did a spectacular job, both with him and Cedric Maxwell, who, spoiler alert, we'll see here in a second, on this list, with 2 of the best free cards in the game being attainable through this Festival of Champions. So Richard Jefferson is an elite card and absolutely deserves a spot on this list. I think he's extremely good and better than all the 100 overalls and a bunch of the Invincibles too. Moving on to the number 6 spot. Really good card in Paul Pierce. He's not at all worth spending money to get, and you do have to spend money to get him from the festival, but he is a great card. He's the best Paul Pierce card we've had in a few years. 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan. Stats and badges are, of course, extremely elite, and I mean, the release is good too. That's the thing about Paul Pierce, is generally his jumper stinks. This jump shot is very nice. Pro 2 fade, Garland, Francis, Kemba, Trey. He's got all the animations. He's got the high level jumper. He's a versatile, good 6'7" shooting guard. He does everything well. There's nothing you would point out and go, oh yeah, that's the problem with this card. But I wouldn't say it's like the very best jump shot in the game. It's good, and he has good size, but I think number 6 is fair. He's just, I don't know. It becomes very nitpicky at the top. Is an honest, I think, a pretty important thing to keep in mind is when you have this many great cards at the end of the year, it becomes tough. And for me, it's almost personal preference, but I prefer a guy like Rudy Gay, for example, over Paul Pierce. Rudy's just a little bigger. I feel like it helps me defensively, 6'8" with a 7'3" wingspan. What I would consider just a slightly better overall player build as well, of course. I mean, he is bigger, so. Also has 99 stats across the board, also has a bunch of good legend badges. Also has a very nice release. Rudy Gay release with his own up round very quick. Garland dribble style, Francis size up, Curry escape, Trey behind the back, Levine step back. Again, he and Paul Pierce are very, very similar cards. They're almost identical in a lot of ways, in all honesty. But again, I think they provide, I mean, I think Rudy provides a little bit more size to me, and I've always liked his animations this year as well. I feel like it's totally reasonable to have Rudy at the number 5 spot on this list. Number 4 is going to be Tracy McGrady. T-Mac has the same number 1 flaw as I would say Carmelo has, in that he also has that Steph escape. What he's got going for him, though, is one of my favorite jumpers in the game. T-Mac base goes incredibly well with Oscar Upper. And then he's got Garland, Francis, Kemba, Trey, and Levine. He's got all the SIGs you want, including the Francis, which Carmelo doesn't have. He's bigger than Carmelo is, too, as a 6'8" dude with a 7'2" wingspan, instead of a 6'7" with slightly shorter wingspan and stuff. He's like a better Carmelo. Yes, his biggest flaw is that Curry fade. It's the reason he's only number 4 when he definitely could be argued higher than this. But I got him at 4 right now, and I still think he's a spectacular card. Cedric Maxwell at number 3 may feel like a very, very high placement for a dark matter. But let's be honest. This is number 1, one of the 2 best dark matters in the game. Probably the best, in all honesty. He's 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, so he's got the size of a T-Mac and a Rudy Gay. He's got the badges. I mean, all the key badges you're really looking for, I would say. Stat and badge wise, he's awesome. And then animation wise, high level jump shot, Pro 2 fade, Garland, Francis, Kemba, Trey. He's got the size, he's got the jumper, he's got the SIGs. I honestly prefer his jump shot to Rudy Gay's, legitimately. I think he's a little bit better. I think Rudy, T-Mac, and Cedi are all very, very similar cards. I don't think it's ridiculous at all to put Cedric at the top of that list, though. And I know people are going to be like, he's only a dark matter. Card tier doesn't matter that much. When you have animations like this, card tier just does not matter that much. Cedric Maxwell, elite card. I got him number 3. Number 2, Julius Erving. Love the jump shot. That John Wall base with Rudy Upper is absolutely cash. 6'7" with 6'11" wingspan. Again, big player build with the afro that makes him look a little bigger than 6'11" with 6'7", which helps him as well, of course. And I mean, he's just another really good card. Garland dribble style, Francis sides of Kemba escape. Trey behind the back, Pro 2 fade, and that elite release that I like a lot too. It's my favorite release, probably besides T-Max of everybody in the top 5. And he's got the pretty much the perfect animations to go with it. So that's why he is number 2. That being said, I don't think it was ever really a question of who number 1 was going to be. It's invincible Kevin Durant. He's the biggest card in this list at 6'10" with a 7'5" wingspan. That's probably the number 1 thing he's got over everybody else, because animation-wise, he's obviously extremely similar besides that. The stats and badges, of course, are basically perfect. And I mean, you have Garland, Francis, Steph, Trey, pretty standard SIGs there. Pro 2 fade, or sorry, he's actually got his own fade. He's got KD fade, which I don't mind. But the number 1 reason he's number 1, let's be honest, it's because he's 6'10" with a 7'5" wingspan. That is what he does better than everybody else, is be bigger than them. He's elite movement-wise and elite jump shot-wise and elite like all the others, but his size, switchability defensively, and the advantage it can give him offensively in terms of shooting over people and things of that nature is enough for him to be the number 1 card on this list. 100%. I don't even have to think about it. Best shooting guard in the game is Kevin Durant here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. And with that being said, this is the list, the top 10 shooting guards in my team right now. Let me know what y'all think of it in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.